then we do the bump. So this was a popular dance in the 80s, I believe, could be the 90s. And so you bump with your hip. Now you've got a tendon down the center of the leg, and then you have muscles on either side of the tendon that are attached to the knee and attached to the hip. So we're getting all of those groupings of ligaments, tendons, muscles, and bone all at the same time. And we do that 16 times. And that's exercise number 13. Exercise number 14 is where we increase all the chi that we've created into the reservoirs of the conception, the governing. The lungs are the reservoir for yang, the kidneys are the reservoir for yin, the wrists are the reservoir for yang, and the ankles are the reservoir for yin. So you have 3 yang reservoirs, 3 yin reservoirs. So we hyperextend the wrists. Now, the objective is to store chi. So in order to store the chi, you have to tighten this muscle group, tighten this muscle group, tighten this muscle group. And then the same thing for the ankles. You go up on your toes and you tighten your calf muscle, your thigh muscle. Then we do the abdomen, the chest, and the back, and then we lower. So by squeezing all the muscles, we squeeze the chi into where we want it to go. So by tightening all this, the only place it can go is here. And then by going up on the toes and tightening the leg muscles, and we go up and down 8 times. And when you go up on your toes, tighten the abdomen, the chest, the shoulders, and the back.
You're live on YouTube.
So this exercise by itself is also a meditation. So if you're ever standing in line at the bank or in line anywhere, and you just do this nice and slow, people will just think that you're fidgety. So you breathe in, and then you breathe out. Again, this is a whole body exercise. So this gets the lymph system, it gets the bones, it gets the muscles, the ligaments, and the tendons. This is how we store chi that we've created through our own movement. And the last one is a big inhale and then a big exhale. Ha! Now, as it turns out, what builds bone marrow is the heel of the foot. So if you're walking barefoot or you're walking in sandals and you're walking on dirt, you keep the bone marrow growing just by banging your heels. Now, some of us prefer to wear $200 sneakers, and some of us prefer to wear $2 flip-flops. But if you don't spend an hour barefoot in the grass, barefoot at the beach, if you don't spend an hour barefoot, then your bone marrow is going to diminish, and that's what we call osteopenia, which is the condition before osteoporosis. So in our vitality testing, there is a bone density test that they do in the heel, and you can go to any foot doctor and say, can I get a bone density test? Now, chances are you don't have osteoporosis, but you might have osteopenia, which we call bone thinning. And so the objective of finding out about whether or not you have osteopenia means that we need to now do stomping exercises. So one of the things we do is called the Cherokee Stomp Dance. And I've been teaching you all along that this is for anger, like little kids stomp their feet when they're angry. However, this also builds bone marrow. And your muscles are not tight, you're just stomping your feet. And that's how we build bone marrow. So the Jing field is the reproductive and the digestive system working together. But the Jing also builds bone marrow. The uterus is made of marrow, and the brain is made of marrow. So I'm going to let that sink in. The brain, the uterus, and all the bones are made of the same substance. And what we eat and what we think, what we drink, and what we think, and how we move and how we feel is the energy that gives us the ability to dance and heal. Breathe and drink. Breathing into the lungs, drinking into the stomach. It uses the same entry point, the throat. Eat and think. As you chew, you're releasing the essence. So you're eating and thinking, you're breathing and drinking, you're moving and feeling, moving and sensing, and that together gives you the ability to dance and heal. So your heartbeat has a rhythm, your lungs have a rhythm. So the heart and the lungs do 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 do. So, this is called the mansion of blood. Whoa! And there'll be more about the mansion of blood and verbal alchemy as we go on.
To register for this class, go to bluedragonqigong.org. That's QIGONG.org.
So, regular meridians. This is for the new students. The ones that have been with me 6 months, you know this already, and I've already put charts in the chat. So there are 12 regular meridians, and then there are 8 extra meridians, which is a total of 20 meridians. So originally, this was called meridian therapy, and then it became meridian Qigong, and then the Blue Dragon system. So we start with the lungs and the large intestine, and then the stomach and the spleen, and then the heart and the small intestines, and then triple heater and the pericardium, the liver and the gallbladder. That adds up. Then the kidney and the bladder. That's your 12 regular meridians. Then we have conception and governing. Then we have the penetrating channel, which starts just above the voile, comes into the center, and then goes into the breast tissue and the lungs. So that is the penetrating channel. Then we have Yang Wei Mo. Then we have Yin Wei Mo. And then we have Yin Xiao Mo. Then we have Yin Wei Mo, Yang Wei Mo, which is exercise number 12. Then we have the belt channel. And then that adds up to 20 meridians. And then the opening exercise is gathering energy from 5 sources. And then the last exercise is storing the energy. So Master Li's ancestors were brilliant in creating this exercise system based upon the acupuncture meridians. Historically, this goes back to the 17th century. Yellow Mountain, I don't know exactly what year it was, but his ancestors created this sequence, this system, and only because I'm an acupuncturist and I knew the meridian system before I met him was I able to figure this out and the whole sequence. So, we're going to start with exercise number 7, and we're going to see how far we get. So, all the weights on the back leg, this hand is in the armpit, and now you're going to reach over. Now you're going to put your elbow in the groin. You're going to reach over, grab the little toe. And you're going to pinch pull each toe, and then you're going to go back down to the little toe.
Qigong.org. That's Qigong.
That was 9 complete breaths. Breathe in, breathe out, push the anal sphincter out, hands back, head back, tighten the anal sphincter, tighten the butt muscles, squeeze the chi up the center of the spine, over the top of the head, lower the heels, start to breathe out, tighten the chest, tighten the abdominals, relax the anal sphincter. Now you're going to spread your legs as far apart as feels comfortable. Flip your hands up, form the triangle. Keep your eyes open. Focus on the triangle. Keep breathing. Forward. Stretch through your legs. Keep your eyes focused on the triangle. Your hands are pulling you. You're not pushing. Put your awareness into your low back, into your hamstrings. Back up. Together, interlock your fingers, put your chin on your chest, twist to your left, look at the heel of the right foot. And now twist to the right. Look at the heel of the left foot. Let your body weight pull you down, don't force it. Come up nice and slow. Now we're going to repeat the same sequence, only this time you're going to go a ½ inch further than you went the first time. Forward. Come back up.